All right, everybody, we're right back at you. In 1949, we have the Indians at the Athletics. The Yankees don't play on this day, May 24th, 1949. There's a ground ball from Ken Keltner over to Suter at second base, and there's one away for the Indians in the top of the first. Yankees don't play today, so if Cleveland wins this game, they go into first place. They're tied currently with the Red Sox, but that won't last. 1-1 now the count on Larry Doby, and it's a fastball inside. It's 2-1 on Larry. And that's popped up behind the plate, out of play, 2-2 the count on Doby now. And there's a fly ball over to left field. Vallo's got that for the out, one gone. Mickey Vernon up, and he hits a ground ball to Suter, and he throws to first. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Here are the Athletics. It is Eddie Just up there who takes the ball up against Steve Gromek. There's a ground ball by Just over to Boudreau at short, goes to first, one gone. Here's Elmer Vallo, who takes the ball inside. Ground ball up the middle by Vallo, that's in there for a base hit, and here comes Hank Majeski. So Athletics with something going already. There goes Vallo for second, and he's got it stolen on that first pitch. That was a called strike. I think it was a swing and miss by Majeski. Vallo now 4 steals against 1 time caught. In real life, 15 against 11. So he's doing a bit better than in real life. Hank takes the ball, 1-1. Hit to second. Gordon backhands that one on to first for the out. Vallo goes to third. 2 gone. Wally Moses fouls one off. And there is a ball as he checked his swing successfully. 1-1. That's outside. 2-1 on Moses. Swing and a miss on that one is 2-2 on Wally. And there's a ground ball. Third base. Keltner to first. Got him. Top of the second inning, and it's Lou Boudreau, and he hits a little blooper of a single over to right center field that drops in front of Moses. That'll bring up Dale Mitchell. The Indians have been playing very, very well lately, and Mitchell shows it as that one is hit to left center field. That gets behind Vallo, in between Vallo and Chapman, and that will score the run. Mitchell is all the way over to third base, and he's got it with the triple. 1-0 for Cleveland here in the early going, and that brings up Bob Kennedy. 1-0 the score, and there's a pop-up right side. Suter has that for the out, 2 away, and it's Joel Gordon. So Indians have a lot of that magic they had last year. It's another pop-up by Gordon to Suter at second, 2 gone. Hegan takes a strike. Real-life Indians, of course, in 49 or in third place. Strike 3 there, and Hegan strikes out on 3 straight pitches. We go to the bottom of the second. It's Sam Chapman for the Athletics. Philadelphia, by the way, not a bad team. They're leading the American League in runs scored. There's a ground ball up the middle, and Gordon, great play on that one, throws to first and gets him 1 away. Here's Ferris Fain. The Athletics are leading the American League in runs scored as they take a ball, and also in double plays, of course. They set the record this year, 1-1 the count to Fain, and there's a ground ball to Boudreau, throws on to first after dropping that in time, 2 away. Pete Suter now takes a strike. And that's a ball outside, 1-1 the count. That's another one down the middle. Athletics also leading in OPS, as that's a pop-up. Joe Gordon's got that. We've had a lot of pop-ups to second base in this game so far. Top of the third, here is Steve Gromek, the pitcher, takes a ball for the Indians and a strike, 1-1. Swing and a miss on that one. It's 1-2, and that's lined and caught. Great play by Fain. Takes away an extra base hit. 1 gone. Here's Ken Keltner. So the Athletics and all of those great offensive categories are leading the world. 2-1 the count now on Ken Keltner. And it's 3-1, and yet they find themselves here, and I think they're 4.5 games out or so in about 4th or 5th place. One of the two, can't remember where the Tigers are. It's a ground ball to second. Suter throws to first, 2 away. Larry Doby up there takes a strike, then a ball. That's high and outside, 2-1 the count now on Doby, and there's strike 2 in there. It's fouled out of play, 2-2 it remains. The slider is low, full count now on Larry. That's fouled away. Count remains full. And there's strike 3, and Doby didn't like that. That was inside, but there's nothing he can do about it. We go to the bottom of the third. Mike Guerrero up there. There's a ground ball. Boudreau has it on to first, 1 away. Now, when I talk about those offensive stats that the Philadelphia Athletics lead, and you have to remember they have Just and Vallo who are going to walk half the time. So that will definitely help your OPS, but how much it helps is a question. 0-2 the count on Coleman, and there's a ground ball first base side, and it's Gromek who has it on to Vernon for the out, 2 away. I mean, Just 440 on base percentage. He's walked 38 times already. We're not even to June. There's a ball to Eddie, 1-0 the count. Now there's a strike, 1-1. It's good to get those walks, but it hasn't turned into runs for the Athletics as he fouls one away, 2-2 the count. That's fouled away again. It's 2-2. There's one smashed left side. Keltner goes to first, got him. We go to the top of the 4th. Mickey Vernon up there. And there's a ball quickly to Vernon. Shoulder high with the second one. 2-0 the count. And there's a line drive second base that gets through Suter. Hit single into right, and that'll bring up Lou Boudreau. Runner on at first base. 1 for 1 is Boudreau. There's a little bunt, and Coleman grabs that, throws on to first for the out. There's got to be a question as to whether bunting there is actually the right move. I mean, Lou Boudreau's hitting .360, .438 on base percentage. He's doesn't have any home runs, but he does have a little bit of power. .423 is his slugging percentage. He's driven in 9 runs is all, and you bunt with him with the runner on at first. I don't know about that decision. Here's Dale Mitchell. He had that triple, takes a ball, and then hits one to left field. Valo's got that for the out. Vernon, though, tags up, able to move over to third quickly. And here's Bob Kennedy. He hits one over to Juice, who throws to first for the out. We go to the bottom of the fourth. So the Athletics get out of that one. Here's Elmer Valo, who takes a ball, and then another ball. And you have to wonder about Boudreau bunting. 3-0 the count now, and Valo is about to walk. Now he takes a strike. He's walked 32 times, .485 on base percentage, and he walks. That's why I tell you, these guys are always on base. But you have to drive him in. Here's Hank Majeski, takes a ball high. And throw to first, nothing doing. Has drilled to the right side. Gordon has it. No shot on Valo, even though he wasn't running, so he goes to first for the out. One away. Wally Moses now takes the ball low. And that's inside and misses. 2-0 the count. Fouled straight back. It's 2-1 on Moses, and that's high. 3-1. And there's ball 4 downstairs, and so that's another walk. Yet another one tallied by the Athletics. Gromek starting to fall apart. Here now, Sam Chapman takes a ball inside, and that's hit to right center field. And Kennedy, the right fielder, ends up getting that. Valo goes to third base, no throw. 2 away, and it's Ferris Fain who takes a strike. There's one pulled through first and second. That will score the run. Valo gets in there as there was absolutely no play there for Joe Gordon, who made a great attempt or made a great dive to stop that one. 1-1 now the score, and Pete Suter's in there, and he takes a strike. There's a ball, 1-1. Fouled away, 1-2 now on Suter. Ground ball, third base, and Kellner has it. Goes the easy way to second base to get him, and we go to the top of the fifth. 1-1 ball game, tight game here. There's a ball to Joe Gordon, another ball to him. It's 2-0. That's an inside fastball that misses, 3-0, and there's the automatic strike by Joe Coleman. 3-1 pitch, and that is inside for ball 4. That brings up Jim Hegan. Now, Coleman, this is the first walk he's given up, but you got to wonder, about that, whether that's a sign that he's falling apart a little bit or not. Hegan tries to bunt one, and it's foul, and then takes the ball high, 1-1. It's bunted on and missed. It's 1-2 now the count. And there's a fly ball center field for Chapman, 1 away. Steve Gromek's going to bunt, and he takes the ball first. And there's another one inside, 2-0 on Steve. That's bunted first base side. Coleman thought about second for a while, then has to flip that one over underhand to Suter, who was covering. They barely get Gromek at first. Almost an awful play there by Coleman. We have Kellner up now with the runner on at second. Kellner is 0 for 2 today, and he takes a ball, then a strike, and another ball. It's 2-1, and that's in the dirt. It's 3-1 now on Ken, and that's upstairs high for a ball. So Coleman now has walked 2, and he's created his own mess. And here comes Larry Doby. Doby hitting .283, 7 home runs, driven in 22 already. Again, we're only on May 24th. There's one over to right center field, and it's not Chapman, but Moses who runs over and grabs that one before it does any damage, and we go to the bottom of the fifth. Mike Guerra up there, and he hits a looper just above Boudreau's head for a base hit in the left. That brings up Joe Coleman, and it's time to bunt. This is where you bunt with the runner on at first, and Coleman bunts that straight back to Gromek, who goes over to Vernon, who didn't even come in for that for the out at first base. Guerra goes over to second. There's one out, and here's Eddie Juice. So now it's time for the Athletics to make something happen. That's a strike in there to Eddie, 0-1. And that's inside for a ball. 1-1 the count on Juice. 2-1 now, as that one was inside and missed. And there's a swing and a miss of that fastball, 2-2. And that pitch is loose, and Hegan kicks it away on accident. They're going to call that a wild pitch. Yes, they do call it a wild pitch, as Guerrero moves over to third. Full count in Eddie Juice, runner on at third base, and what do you do here? Do you let Eddie swing away? Do you try for a surprise bunt? We're going to let him swing away. We want the big inning. Fouls one away. Full count still, and that's a hard liner pulled by third base by Kellner. That's a base hit. Juice able to make it a second, and that makes this a 2-1 ball game. That's why we don't bunt there, because that could happen. Up now, Elmer Valo, who is 1 for 1, and also had that walk. 1-1 the count now on Valo. That's fouled away. It's 1-2 on him. Next pitch in there, that's off the plate, 2-2. Fly ball, center field. Doby has it. Juice is going to hold at third. Second. We're not going to make that third out at third. 2 away, and here's Hank Majeski takes a strike. And there's one clubbed deep to left field. That baby's gone. Home run for Hank Majewski, number 5 of the season. And the Indians are forced to make a pitching change. It's going to be Al Benton coming in here in relief as Majewski has blown this game open. 4-1 now, the Athletics on top. And so the Indians are watching that opportunity to get into first place sink away from them. It was a ground ball over to Boudreau. Who was that hit that? I didn't even notice. It's Wally Moses. First pitch swing again. And Boudreau throws to first. We go to the top of the 6th. 4-1 now, Athletics, and they look like they're in charge. 1-1 now the count. After that ball to Mickey Vernon, that's fouled away, 1-2. Vernon 1 for 2 today, hitting .354, and that is just low. It's 2-2 on Mickey. There's a little pop-up over to right field. Moses has that, one gone. Lou Boudreau up there now. Boudreau takes the ball. He was hitting leadoff for a while, and he was leading the league in batting average for a little while in the season, but has calmed down. 2-1 the count now on Boudreau. Fouled away, it's 2-2. That's hit straight to Majewski. Third baseman goes on to first. 2 gone. Dale Mitchell now takes a strike. 0-1. That's high. 1-1. And next is a chopper back up the middle. It's Suter who has that. Throws on to first, and they get him. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Sam Chapman, first pitch swing. He hits it straight back to Benton, who throws to first, 1 away. Ferris Fain now. 294 is average, and he loves hitting against Cleveland. 3-0 quickly the count on him, and there's ball 4. And Benton having some control problems as well, and that brings up Pete Suter. Remember, everybody on the Athletics can hit or can walk. There's a strike in there to Suter, and there's a scorcher over to second base, and it was that stopped or not. Gordon knocked it down but had no play at all, so there's runners quickly on first and second. Here's Mike Guerrera, and we'll let him swing away. We could bunt with him, but there's no point. There's a ground ball over to Gordon. A first pitch swing, flips to Boudreau for 1. They go back on to Vernon for the double play, and we go to the top of the 7th. So maybe we should have bunted. And here now is Bobby Kennedy for the Cleveland Indians. And he takes a strike here. So we're in the top of the 7th inning. Score currently 4-1 for the Athletics. As I save this screenshot here quickly, it's a 4-1 ball game. Kennedy has no 1 count on him and then takes the ball. It's 1-1. It's fouled back. It's 1-2. This bottom part of the Cleveland lineup not hitting today at all. And I spoke too soon as that is hit over the bag of third base and past Majewski into the corner. That's going to be an easy double for Bob Kennedy, and that'll bring up Joe Gordon. So now the runner on at second base. Joe Coleman's still hanging in there, only 78 pitches. He'll pitch to Gordon with the runner in scoring position, and there's a ball. Grounder to short. Juiced has it. Looks Kennedy back. On to first. 1 gone. Jim Hegan now. He's hitting only 190. Has a 1-1 count on him. 0 for 2 today. And there's a line single to center field that will score the run. So Hegan does his job and picks him up. It's 4-2. Here's the pitcher spot. Benton comes out. It'll be Ray Boone pinch hitting, 1 for 10 this season. Boone takes the ball. That's lined to left center field. That's going to be a base hit, and that sends Hegan over to third. And here comes Ken Kellner. So runners onto the corners for the Indians, 1 out. Ken Kellner comes up there. He's 0 for 2 today, but hitting .317 this season. And that big .683 slugging percentage that we love to see with 4 home runs and only 60 at-bats. And they're squeezing with him. He tries a suicide squeeze, and it's too far to the right. That's foul. 0-1 the count, and that's clubbed to right center field. Not deep enough. Chapman has it. That will score the run, however, and it is a 4-3 ball game. And so the Indians have started the comeback, and it's a 4-3 score. We'll see if they can finish it. There still is a runner on at first base with 2 outs here, top of the 7th inning. Remember, though, that they do still have some time. So there's a possibility that Cleveland will be able to get back into this. Larry Doby now fouls 1 away, 0-1. And that's a little ground ball over to Juiced at short. He flips to Suter, the second baseman, covering second, and we go to the bottom of the 7th. 4-3 now. Joe Coleman, the pitcher, coming up there, still in this one, takes the ball up against Sam Zoldak. Zoldak for Cleveland, 6 innings pitched, no earned runs given up. He has a walk. That's about all he has to his credit, 4 hits. And there's a bouncer off the glove of Vernon at first and back into the corner. Coleman with the base hit. That's hit number 5 in the season given up by Zoldak, and that'll bring up Eddie Juiced. Runner on at first. There's a ball inside. That's about a foot inside. 1-0 is the count. Throw to first. Of course, nothing's happening. That's in the dirt. It's 2-0. No reason to throw to first with the pitcher on the bag. 3-0, and this is what happens when you got the guy on first. They forget about the hitter, keep throwing to first. Juice is going to take this pitch. It's on the outside corner barely. 3-1 now the count. That's low, and that's ball 4, and Coleman goes to third. Juice ends up going to second. You ever see that? You ever see that where it's ball 4 and the guy winds up on second base? The man on first winds up on third base because of the pass ball. That is what you just saw. That's a rare play. Anytime we have a rare play or anything unusual, we got to save it. So runners now on second and third. Nobody out. Bottom of the 7th, 4-3 Athletics. Philadelphia having a good season, trying to make sure that everyone knows about it. And what does Valo do? He hits a ground ball first pitch over to Joe Gordon, who throws to first, one away. That's one of those things that'll drive you nuts, and it gives you the gray hairs to see these guys swing after the first one. One away, Hank Majeski. He takes the ball, 1-0 on Majeski. That's head out of play, foul, 1-1. Pop up third base, Keltner has that, 2 away. Are the Indians going to get away with it? We'll see. Here's Moses, and he takes a strike outside corner, and that's a fastball high, 1-1. Strike, he swung on and missed at that, 1-2, and then he went around again for a strike 3, and so Zoldak able to keep that ERA to 0, and I don't know how he got away with it, but he did. We go to the top of the 8th. Here's Mickey Vernon. Vernon takes a strike. That's an inside call. That's not much of a strike. Swings and misses the next one. Helped out the umpire. It's 0-2. It's hit deep to left. Valo goes back. Got it for the out. 1 away. Lou Boudreau takes a ball. 1-0. And that's jammed over to Juice at short. Throws to first. 2 gone. Here's Dale Mitchell, who takes a ball. And there's a ground ball to the right side that's due for a single. Hit number 7 for the Indians. That brings up Bob Kennedy. And Kennedy takes a strike and fouls one away. 0-2. That's a ball low, 1-2. And he chases that one, just gets a piece of it, 1-2 still. That's outside. It's 2-2 now on Kennedy, and that's low, full count now on Kennedy. Pop up, Guerrero runs after it, dives, can't get it, just foul. Full count remains, and that's high. And so Kennedy walks, and that'll bring up Joe Gordon. Gordon takes the ball low, 1-0. That's inside, 2-0 the count, and there's a strike. Gordon's had some pretty good infield plays already today. Here, not much of offense, though, as he grounds it to Majeski, who goes on to first. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's Sam Chapman, who fouls that off his foot, 0-1. Ground ball, third base, Keltner, on to first, 1 gone, Ferris Fain. It's hit over to center field, and Doby can't get to it in time, and he ends up fumbling that ball, allows Fain to get to second base. So that's an aggressive play there by Ferris Fain, and that's the sort of thing that in modern baseball, as you know, you don't quite see that much of, but boy, used to be a little bit more common. You take that extra base if the guy started fiddling around and doing dumb stuff. So that means that Fain's on at second with 1 out. That takes away the double play, and here's Pete Suter, the Athletics looking to add to their lead. Zoldak gets ahead of him with the strike, and there's a ground ball, second base, Gordon again on to first, 2 gone, and here's Mike Guerrero. That takes away the bunt, right? So Guerrero takes the strike and then a ball, 1-1. And that's fouled away, 1-2 the count. That's hit back to Zoldak as he was jammed. Zoldak goes on to first for the out. Apologies. We go to the top of the 9th. 4-3 Athletics with the lead. Jim Hegan comes up. And there's a single left side through the hole for a base hit. And that's exactly what the Indians needed. So down by 1, top of the 9th inning. And Jim Hegan has done what he needed to do to lead this off. That's Jim Hegan, who has not been hitting well this season. And he got the big base hit. And now the question is whether that double play machine is going to be in order for the Athletics. Here is Bobby Avila coming in to run for him, and Thurman Tucker will be the pinch hitter. Thurman Tucker hitting .333 this season, but is 1 for 3. Won't tell you much about how good he is. There's an attempt at a bunt that misses. It's a strike and then a ball. Chopped over to shortstop. Majeski, third baseman, cuts that off, actually goes to first. There was no chance to get Avila, and Majeski just couldn't contain himself. He got that ball through to first. Avila goes up to second, 1 away, and it's Ken Keltner. Takes a strike, 0-1. Foul to the plate, 0-2 on Keltner. That one just misses, 1-2. Ball 2, low, 2-2. Pop-up Valo, left fielder, has that. That's way too shallow for Avila to do anything with it. There's 2 gone. Larry Doby now, the last chance for Cleveland, takes the strike. There's a pop-up, out of play, 0-2. That's high, 1-2 now, the count on Doby. And that pitch is low and bounces, and Guerrero grabs it, and he tags him for the out, and that does it. So the Indians end up losing. Philadelphia wins this one 4-3. Pretty close game, somewhat exciting, and it was that big 5th inning that did the difference. Hope you've enjoyed this one. Talk to you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.